I'm Dave Cassidy, the Food Dude. I'm down in Midtown at Prairie Thunder Baking Company, where a couple of weeks ago, I came in here, owner John McBryde, he put me through the paces, did a whole shift in the back. I learned a whole lot about making bread. One thing I learned was how bad I was at making bread, but by the end of the day, I learned so much about a very simple process that they go through for hours and hours. This place is almost never closed. So right now, it's early in the morning. It's time to make the bread. We're gonna go in the back and show you a little bit about how they do it here at Prairie Thunder.
And these are Stella.
Oh yeah,
It's a bottom for Stella.
Prairie Thunder Baking Company was an idea that I came up with back in about 2005 and happened to coincide with the development of Midtown. We were one of the first tenants to sign a lease in this building here, and we ended up opening for business in April of 2008. So we've been about 4.5 years, and we've grown just almost every month, a little bit bigger than we were the month before. You don't find this anywhere else. A lot of our business now is commercial. We've started taking bread and baked goods to about 40 different places here in town through the week, and that's been really good. And it's been kind of fun to see that develop in Oklahoma City simultaneous with us being here too. All the new restaurants and things like that.
Is that ready? Yes, sir.
An 18-wheeler truck filled it. I mean, side to side, end to end, and about probably that deep. We got a big forklift and unloaded the truck and had pieces from completely around the kitchen, just stacks of them. We kind of matched, the stainless steel pieces and the painted pieces and the brick and all that. Just kind of had things that looked alike. And then a fella came from Austria that is one of 2 people on earth that can put these together. And he and I and several others spent 3 weeks straight, 12-hour days building it. And it's here. It's not going anywhere. It weighs 18,000 pounds. And most of the mass you don't even see is from the bottom deck to the floor. It's almost solid brick and mortar. And there's a fire chamber that goes through there, and then the radiant heat tubes go through there also. It's quite a process. And it's now 6:40 and they're out of the oven. So 2 a.m. to 6:30, about 4.5 hours once the dough's mixed.
How does a geologist become a baker?
What is the saying? You jumped instead of ducked, that kind of thing. I was home one day making bread, and it was one of those moments where I realized I loved it a lot, just the whole process about it. And they always say, do what you love. And it kind of went from there, it developed from there. So how do you turn a dream into a reality? And it's a lot of work. It is. It took a couple of years of planning, or more than that, of planning and banks and all kinds of things, and ended up here. You want bread to be in the oven a certain amount of time. You want it to be in there probably not less than 13, 14 minutes and not more than about 20, like a baguette. The entire purpose of this shop is an artisan bakery. And by that, I mean bread that is done as well as it can be done, with the highest skills, the best ingredients, the truest to old school processes that we can come up with. And we do that also on the pastry side. It's the real thing. It's no artificial ingredients, no preservatives, no shortcuts. Everything is done as it's been done for generations by the best bakers around the world, particularly in Europe. But that's where the baking tradition comes. It's a walk-in shop. The cafe out here is until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's breakfast and lunch. They can buy bread here. We've got a lot of bread here for sale, and most days, most of it sells. They can come in, they can bring their office over here and have breakfast, they can have a meeting. We have free Wi-Fi. We have a full breakfast menu, egg dishes, omelets, migas, things like that. Our lunch menu is sandwiches and soups and salads. We have a daily special most days of the week, and that can vary anything from yesterday we had a bowl of chili. We can have a Cajun chicken sandwich, that sort of thing. We try again to have it something to do with the bakery. Something bread related, some kind of sandwich or something that's a special deal. Our biggest day of the year by far is the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It's all hands on deck, and it's astounding how much stuff we make. Most of what we end up selling are pies and rolls and just kind of the traditional side bakery items for the Thanksgiving dinner, and we sell a lot of them. So people want those kind of things. They need to get down here, fill out an order form, get their name in the list, and then on the day they need it, it'll be ready. We also have Halloween products out in the shop right now. Little cake pops that have bat wings on them, and mummies and things, and cookies that are Halloween related. And then for Christmas, we'll do a similar thing to Thanksgiving with the pies and with the rolls and some of those things. What we find though is that the Christmas holiday spreads out a little bit further. It's not the point source that Thanksgiving is, so there's a little more time for people to come in. The other thing too is Christmas parties. Keep that in mind, definitely. Anything baked good related for a Christmas party that you're planning, heavens yes. So we are carrying on that practice. We're stretching ourselves every day with new breads, new pastries, trying new ideas, just trying to bring it to Oklahoma City the way it's never been brought before. It's cool.